Everyone, Zeddy here again today with yet another card review, our third of the day. But there was over a dozen cards revealed by the Arena guys, which was over on Safe Files channel with Dreads, Redbeard, and Trump, giving a lot more of Arena analysis. So we're going to cover it in standard WoW, but check out their VOD if you want some more good analysis and all of that. We have our giveaway going on for Murder Castle Nathria. We're up to 3 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders. All you have to do is like a comment in the video in the description below, subscribe to the channel, and again, there's no limit. For every 1,000 subs, I'm adding another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. We're already up to 3. I'm actually starting to go broke. So let's take a look at the cards. We have Maze Guide. This card might look familiar to you if you played during the Rise of Shadows days, because this is basically the Faceless Lackey. It was a 1-mana lackey that would summon a random 2-cost minion. That's what this does, but it's 2 mana. You can just put it in your deck, and a really good arena pick because you're going to get above average stats across 2 bodies. That's pretty solid. There's high rolls, of course, like the 2/3 taunt that damages itself. That'll be a 2/6. Millhouse and Wild, of course. You have your low rolls. Doomsayer is in the core set, so you can hit that. But will it see ladder play? The only place I could possibly see it happening is Evolve Shaman. That's being pushed right now. So you get 2 drops, and you can evolve both of them, or one of them. Doomsayer, you evolve it, avoid that catastrophe, and then get something else terrible. Like, that'll happen to me. But overall, probably not going to see ladder play, but a really good arena pick. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in standard and wild. I don't think it has playability with evolve. But that's basically it. We have Natural Causes, Druid spell, Nature spell, 2 mana, deal 2 damage, summon a 2/2 treant. This can go face. It's free with Lady Anna Conjure right away because it costs 2 less, right? Nature spells. It's good if you're playing any token based deck. Deal 2 damage, kills some stuff, kills tokens. You're getting a 2/2. And it's a Treant, which can have synergies. We've seen before Treant Druid be a thing, but we only have one other Druid card at the moment, which is the Hedge Maze. And currently in Standard, I don't think this is enough to warrant running in like a token or like the Beast Druid style archetype. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild, but this card could bump up if the trade stuff like goes up. And there's a lot of Treant support in Wild, but that deck hasn't been relevant since, well, yeah, it hasn't been relevant in a very long time. So I can't really give it a playable mark, but it's just below. If this dealt 3, it would be auto included in like every Druid deck, but it deals 2, which just does struggle to kill stuff. So not quite there for me. We have Bogby. Speaking of cards that won't see play on ladder, 6 mana 3/6 taunt. So no tribe, nothing. Summons a 2/4 Muckmare with taunt. I don't believe that has a tribe either. And yeah, it's like Sludge Belcher, a little bit more expensive, a little bit more stats, a lot worse than like the Mountain Bear card for Hunter, which it also as a beast can be resummoned, cheated out, and only works in that one deck, right? So Bob Beast, decent arena pick, but certainly I cannot imagine, even with the Hedge Maze, the Druid Deathrattle location, I can't see that being your payoff. I gotta give this a 1 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. I don't think it's popping up in any decks, period. We have the Muckborn Servant, 3 mana 2/4 Paladin minion with taunt. Battlecry, discover a Paladin card. It's got taunt. The stats aren't great, but kind of reminiscent of old Stonehill Defender, which discover Paladin card is unique to Paladin, so can't get garbage neutrals. You will get guaranteed Paladin cards, but that could be a spell, could be a hero card, could be a colossal, it could be anything. So it's still not quite that refined, but you do have synergy with cards that, like, you played Paladin cards, you have Paladin cards in hand. There's some synergy for this, and we've seen in like 40 card like Paladin decks, this could slot in there, right? Like 40 card Paladin decks might like this, Holy Paladin might like this. I think this has a fringe outside chance of seeing play outside of the arena in Standard, not in Wild. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard. We've already seen like discover a Holy Spell. This might be better than that. I don't know. Probably not, because the Holy Spell stuff has synergy, spells more refined, but I'll give it a possible playable. It's definitely one of the strongest cards he showed, and in Wild, again, too, it's not going to make the cut, and the spectrum of Paladin cards in Wild is much larger, and there's a lot more worse stuff out there. We have the Baddie Guest, a Hunter minion, 1 mana 1/1, so really garbage stats, but Deathrattle, summon a 2/1 bat. The bat is a beast, and that's just an annoying token that is basically a 1 mana 3/2 in stats. And I could imagine aggro hunter would like this. I could imagine, you know, with the K9, like the little pup, the 2 mana 2/3 that dredges and can draw 1-drop. This is another target for it, making that card even better. And it sees a lot of play in like big beast hunter, aggro hunter. I think it might slot in there. It's just the initial body sucks so much. And then the second body still is not great, but it's 2 bodies. And it basically guarantees if you play this on 1 for the most part, you're going to stick your doggy biscuit. You're going to stick a buff, coin, ramming mount, or whatever it's called. I think this sees play in certain aggro lists just because sticky 1-drops in Hunter when they have those good early buffs is pretty solid, and another target to dredge out. So I will give it I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. I could see it seeing play just for those reasons. It's nothing crazy, but it's certainly a good enough card to see play on ladder. And then we have Frenzied Fangs. This is a 2 mana spell, so summon 2/2/1 bats, so you're getting 4/2 in stats for 2 mana. That is above average. Infuse, you give them +1/+2, so that 1-drop almost gets them there, that 1-drop there. But then for 2 mana you are getting 2 3/3s. That's 2 mana 6/6. We actually have seen that with the Naga spell. That's easier to activate. You just have to play a Naga. That has seen realistic ladder play. The only issue with this card is it can't really come down on curve infused, and that's probably what you really need for it to be good. Playing this non-infused, although not terrible, probably not worth the build around, but maybe it works well enough with that stuff it can. I don't want to give this a 2. I feel like this could pop up, but again, it has to kind of be in your opener, and even curving into it's awkward. It's really, this one's a tough call. I'm going to go with it's a 2 out of 5 in Standard Wild, that it doesn't quite make the cut, but definitely could be wrong on this one. You can't really sell overstated early game short, but when it's hard to activate, well, that could be a problem. Next, we have the Forensic Duster, 3 mana 3/4 battle cry. Your opponent's minions cost 1 more next turn. It's disruption. It's kind of like Cult Neophyte, but for minions. Premium statted 3-drop. I see this seeing play in a lot of decks, particularly Shaman, of course. Shaman loves their battle cries, but Cult Neophyte saw a lot of play for a similar reason. And it's just a it's just a disruption card. It screws with your opponent's curve. If they're particularly playing minions, which most decks do, there are very spell-based decks that won't care, obviously, but overall, good disruption card, aggressively statted. I see this seeing play in Standard and Wild. I don't see why not. You can mess with combos. You can mess with a lot of things. In Druid, they could play Celestial Alignment and then play Forensic Duster. You're not playing your minion next turn, right? So, yeah. I gotta give this a 3 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. Seems like a pretty good card, not just an arena card. We have the Sketchy Stranger. We got more secret support. Rogue can get secrets. Maybe they're not getting any, and they just have to run Sketchy Stranger. 2 mana 2/2 Battlecry. Discover a secret from another class. If you're not mage, you can finally get Ice Block and Wild. If you're not playing mage, you just have to get pretty lucky. But it could be any other class, right, that you're not playing. So you might be offered a 3 mana 1, a 2 mana 1, and a 1 mana 1. There could be flexibility. It's got burgle implications. Is this good enough to run in a deck? Probably only like that secret rogue thing. If it's going to be a thing, would it probably see play there? But it's decent. It's not a premium set at minion. It's a 2/2. Only in rogue do I see it maybe seeing play. We haven't seen the secret support yet. I'll give it a 2 across the board in Standard and Wild, but look out. This one could pop up. It could actually be a playable card. This card's pretty insane here. We have Sin Runner. 5 mana 6/5 beast, so we have beast synergies, but like, Druid, Hunter, all of that. Deathrattle, destroy a random enemy minion. It's a premium, statted, aggressive minion with a Deathrattle that's reminiscent of like Convincing Infiltrator, everybody's favorite card, or like that 3 mana 2/2 bomb mech that Hunter had, but all those were understatted. This is just, it'll kill you if you leave it alone. You could trigger its Deathrattle with like Hedge Maze and Druid. Smokescreen can activate this. There's plenty of things this card can do. I think it'll see play somewhere. Like, and you have Hedge Maze and Druid. Like, it's a beast. It's premium statted. It's got a good effect. I think this could see play. Even Priest in Quest Priest, Amulet Priest. Zarella. There's plenty of implications for this card. I would be surprised if it doesn't pop up in a list at some point somewhere. So for that reason, I gotta give it 3 out of 5 in Standard Wild. It's just premium stats with a really good Deathrattle. Maybe that's not good enough in today's Hearthstone, but my God, I hope so, because how crazy do things have to get for it to be playable? And then we have this whole new package from Hunter, the dormant, it's Wild Seed package. We hadn't seen this revealed. There's Wild Seeds coming to Hunter. So what is that? Well, 2-mana 2/2, Battlecry. Summon a random dormant Wild Seed. There are 3 of them. We're gonna go through them right now. We have Fox Spirit Wild Seed. It's a 1-mana 3/1, so you'll summon a 3/1 with Rush that's dormant. Not bad. Really good in Arena. Not bad. Probably not good enough for ladder, but you're getting it's all right. Then we have the Bear Spirit Wild Seed. I relate to this one. Dormant for 2 turns, and then it summons with Taunt. It's a 2/5 beast, so that's not bad either. And then you have this one, Stag Spirit Wild Seed. It is a 5/4 that's dormant for 3 turns. When it's awakened, you get the 5/4 and 4/2 Great Bow. So in Arena, really good value. Dormant stuff's usually really good there. On ladder, in Hunter, it all seems way too slow. Your initial body is not particularly great, right? You're getting a 2/2, and then you don't have reliably what you're going to get. You don't know if it'll situationally line up. I think this will be a really dominant card in Arena, honestly. This is really strong, but on ladder, I just don't see it. And maybe in more of an aggro list, but then the dormant stuff throws that all off. Like, the best payoff is 3 turns to get that 4/2 weapon, and the body itself, like, it's good, but at that point, it's going to get answered by basically everything. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. I don't think it makes the cut, but it's certainly one of those that could definitely prove me wrong. We have Famished Fool, 5-mana 3/5 neutral minion. Battlecry, draw cards. It's like Big Ol' Welt. That's not very good. But infuse for 4, draw 3 instead. It's like that Ravager Murloc card that draws 3 Murlocs. Except you have to have 4 friendly minions die and to draw. Unconstructed, I feel like every class that said a maybe Hunter would not bother with this. They have better card draw options, but maybe a Hunter deck, because you got the 1-drop with the Deathrattle, you have tokens, you have all that stuff going on, and they don't have the best card draw outside of like a Furious Howl, a Korat Kodobane, maybe Hunter, but other than that, the infuse is really hard to get off, and the card is basically unplayable. Outside of that, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard Wild. I don't think it makes the cut, but you never know. It could pop up there, and in Arena, definitely a decent pick. We have Bibliomite, a 2-mana 4/4, Millhouse. What? Battlecry, you choose a card in your hand, so you get to pick between 3. It'll be like a discover option to shuffle into your deck. So you lose a card out of your hand. So if your hand's empty, just a 2-mana 4/4. I can only see this right now in a very aggressive Demon Hunter, but a card is typically worth more than a couple of stat lines. We'll see. It has to be just like ultra aggro Demon Hunter. I don't know what else. You can't really cheat it out in any way. It's not a demon, anything like that. I'm just not sold on losing a card in today's Hearthstone worth being the stat bomb when a 4/4 is still pretty easy answer these days with the rush mechanic, with all the removal in the game. I just feel like it's not worth it. So I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 in Standard, but it is, or in Wild, but it's our first ever 2-mana 4/4 that's not named Millhouse, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. We have Serrated Bone Spike, 2-mana spell for Rogue. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If it dies, your next card, so any card, this turn costs 2 less. So if you prep this out, you can finally prep out a minion or a weapon or a hero card or whatever, right? You discount it with something else. You can like get negative mana going on, right? If this is 0 mana and then it costs 2 less, you can do some pretty cool stuff. So I could see this being like a combo enabler. It's like effectively 0 mana deal 3. Combo enabler, get your weapon with the new Rogue Legendary, get your weapon even bigger. You draw this off of Edwin itself. You keep cycling and it might just be 0 mana, like keep whatever the next thing you play. It's decent. I see it as efficient removal. It's only 2 minions, so it can't go face. But I think there'll be playability for this card. It's not busted, it's not broken, but it's mana cheat, it's removal, and you can get creative with it for other plays, open up combo potential. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard, 3 out of 5 in Wild. It certainly has a chance. And then the last card, Suspicious Alchemist, a 1-mana 1/3 mage minion, Battlecry, discover a spell. It's a 1/3. If your opponent guesses your choice, they get a copy. You play this on 1. they're basically never going to guess the spell correctly, right? Like, I guess they'll have the 3 options, but it's going to be hard for them to pick because you can go completely off the board. Who knows? Like, I don't know if they get the same discover options that you get, or they just get 3 random spells to look at. Really interesting, but you're guaranteed to get a spell and a 1/3 on the board. They'll then get to guess at the beginning of their next turn, and if you haven't played the spell, they don't get that information. It's just really good value in a deck like Big Spell Mage likes this, because then they don't have to run other spells. They can just play this instead, right? It generates a spell. In Wild, you have Quest Mage, which is already like obnoxiously good. It's another way to generate spells. I'm giving this a 4 to 5 in Standard, a 4 to 5 in Wild, because I don't even think you care that much if your opponent guesses correctly, and if they don't, it's great. And if it's just basically, it's a win-win. Like, it can backfire that they get the spell, but overall, you're getting tempo, you're getting a body on the board, and if you're playing this with like a lot of mana to float, you could just play the spell and get proactive ability with it right away, and it might not work out for them. So I think this is like a ridiculously good mage card, and that's all the cards revealed. So let me know what you guys think of all of them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.